yeah, there's some tight bodies in there, yeah, definitely. We had a few cramping there as well at the back end, so it was real pleasing for the players to pull through the way they did. Obviously the Cowboys came at us fairly heavily there in that second half. We couldn't quite get control like we did in that first half, but the boys hung in and it was pleasing to see.
Must be impressed with how they went about their work in the first 20 minutes there.
Yeah, definitely. That laid the platform for our game. Obviously, we had some good control, and our completion rate was high. And when you're doing that, you're obviously asking a lot of questions of the opposition and putting a lot of pressure on. So, it gave us a good start, and that's obviously the thing that helped us home at the end.
Greg and Dave Taylor were pretty sensational in that opening onslaught sort of thing. Was there a plan to get as much ball as you could into their hands?
Oh no, not really. I thought the whole team was, to be honest. They sort of get those sorts of things off the back of the team, the way they're working. So they're obviously quality players and do special things, but it comes back to the team doing what they did. And I thought our front row, Scott Geddes and Dave Tyrrell, they laid a good platform for us to be able to get Isaac Luke jumping out and doing the things he does. And obviously the two you mentioned, come up with some good plays.
Matt, I know you would have liked to have won by 40, but do you get more confidence out of that? Did they put you under the pressure and you hung on?
That's one way to look at it, mate. It's disappointing, mate. We haven't strung an 80-minute performance yet the whole season. We need to start doing that pretty quick and start playing some consistent footy. That first 40 minutes was almost flawless. We need to reproduce that in the second half. It's disappointing when we come out and let the Cowboys back into the game. Give them credit, they're a great team, but they should never have got as close as they did.
Can you talk about the change in momentum, Matt, and just what it feels like to be rolling that first half and be on the back foot?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest things I've noticed coming back into the NRL, how strong momentum swings are. It's ridiculous. We had it in the first half, bloody Cowboys had it in the second half, and a couple of times there was periods in that second half where we get a repeat set and we would sort of stop the momentum, but the Cowboys had it, mate. It's a real art. It's an art. Once you get hold of the momentum, keeping it. It's something that the teams in the NRL these days do exceptionally well.
Matt, what did you make of Dave Taylor and Greg Inglis?
Oh, mate, they're great players, mate. And I have to back up what Matt said, though. The boys in the middle, Dave Tyrrell and Mick Crocker, I thought were outstanding tonight. When you give Greg Inglis some room to move after what those boys do, it's awesome for the whole stadium to watch. I've got the best seat in the house watching those two boys go to work, and Dave Taylor comes up with some freaky things, mate. I honestly think he'll go down as the most unique forward this game's ever seen.
Matt, you've had 8 games now with the side. Is your plan finally coming together, and where do you see the improvement and how much is there to go?
I think King just probably rounded that up, being able to do it for 80 minutes. That's probably our biggest key. A lot of passages right through all the games that we've played. We've shown some great footy, as you saw in that first half. It's a matter of now doing that for the 80-minute period. And as King sort of said there, to be able to capture that or change the momentum in a game is something that we need to work hard at to develop in our game. It's obviously swings and flows in a game, but it's being able to understand how to get a hold of that.
Michael, another bonus, Nathan Merritt coming back and getting through unscathed?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously we miss Merritt. He can find some special plays, and he did that today. He came up with a couple of intercepts there that really just stopped a good flow of attack from the Cowboys. So it's great having him out there, and I'm sure King will back me up. A player like that running around and roaming around, it's always dangerous with him there.
What do you think of the penalty count in the second half? I believe it was 4-0.
Oh, look, if you're going to look at those sorts of things, you've got to look at your own backyard. We talk about our discipline and the things that we do. As long as we go about what we need to, the penalty count shouldn't matter.
So how many more tackles you had to make in the second half compared with the first?
To be honest, I didn't really look at the stats at the back end. I was just hanging on probably a lot of players. It was fairly nerve-wracking because we've been in situations like that, but pleasing to come out the back end. But as King mentioned before, we've got to learn how to do that for 80 minutes.
And so that finished the game on the bench. Any injury concerns there?
No, just cramps.